my friends, it is Amy Esther here. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 in my 2-part series about POTS flare-ups. Part 1 was about what causes a flare-up, and today we are talking about how to treat a flare-up once it has already happened. What do you do once you are flaring up? How can you shorten it? We are going to discuss all those things today. If you missed part 1, make sure you look at the link in the description below so that you can go watch part 1 about what causes it. And I hope this video is helpful for you today. If it is, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos about life and motherhood with chronic illness. And let's get started. So sometimes you do everything right and you wake up at the right time, you eat the right meals, you exercise the perfect amount, and you still flare up. Or maybe you really wanted to go swimming with your friends and maybe you really wanted to eat that cookie. And either way, whether you do it on purpose or an accident, you might have a flare up. And now I want to talk about your solutions. What do you do to treat your flare-up, to make it as short as possible? So the way I like to explain my flare-ups is like a sunburn. So when you go out in the sun, you don't feel your sunburn at first. You're out playing and having fun and you don't even notice that you're getting sunburned. But as time goes on, you start to get a little more pink and a little more pink, and finally people say, oh my goodness, you're getting sunburned, and you just have this little light pink layer. And then you go home, and a few hours later, or a day later, your skin is bright red, it hurts so bad, and it lasts for days after that. And that's how it is with flare-ups. You can have something trigger your flare-ups, and you might start to see little signs here and there, but the real pain comes later. It comes hours or days later, and it lasts for days or weeks. So you need to be aware of those first signs that it is coming, the first signs that your skin is getting a little pink, and you need to know your triggers. You need to know that when you go out in the sun without sunscreen, you are going to get a sunburn. So you need to know that when you go in a place that's too hot, you're probably going to have a flare-up. You need to know that if you are in a really stressful situation, you will probably have a flare-up, and you need to look for those signs. So what do you do when your sunburn or your flare-up has hit that point where it is so painful and you are so red? The main thing that you need to do is to be patient, wait it out, and do not fight it. So the biggest problem that I have found, and that many people I talked to had found, was that they're trying to push through. We still try to do the things that we want to do. We still push ourselves harder, even though we don't have the energy and we're flaring up. That just snowballs and it just gets worse and worse. Like I mentioned before, when I was a teacher, I was in so much pain all the time. And it was because I just kept pushing through. I kept thinking, I just got to keep teaching. I can't stop. I got to just keep coming for these kids. I don't have time to take care of myself. I can't take a day off to rest. And it ended up getting to the point where 3 weeks before the school year ended, I had to quit my job because I was so sick. I could not get out of bed, and I couldn't even make it those last 3 weeks because I pushed myself way too hard the months before that, and it just snowballed into this terrible situation. So you do not want that to happen. You need to take care of yourself. You need to rest. Do not push through. Give yourself the time to rest. Yes, you need to rest, you need to lay down, and you need to recover. But you also need to move, which sounds like I'm contradicting myself. But here's how I do it. I will rest for an hour to 2 hours. If it's really, really bad, I will do about 2 hours, but I try to rest for about an hour. And after that hour is up, I try to move for about 10 minutes. Even just 5 minutes is really helpful. 5 to 10 minutes of movement every hour, because sometimes laying down for too long can actually make your symptoms worse. You need to get up and move, do a little exercise, and I suggest moving more than just kind of slowly around the house, but go for a brisk walk around your house. Do a few squats, do something to move your body for at least 5 minutes, but ideally 10 minutes every 1 to 2 hours, and you will see a difference. Sometimes when I'm having a flare-up, I will get up and I will move for a little bit, and I'll actually end up feeling better. And so I will keep moving, keep doing a little exercise. Again, don't do too much, don't overexert yourself, but do enough to get your blood pumping, and that can really help your flare up. So the next thing you want to do is during your resting time is to make sure you are staying cool. Also, during your activity time, don't push yourself so hard that you're overheating yourself. But especially during your rest time, make sure you're staying cool. Have a cold pack on you. If you don't have a cold pack, a super easy, cheap solution is just to get a rag with cold water and stick it in your freezer for 10 minutes and then just lay it on your head or on your neck, and that will cool you down a lot. I like cold packs. I have a POTS must-haves video. You can go watch that for some of my favorite products, and I have my favorite cold pack in that video. But having some way to cool yourself down, whether it's sitting near a fan or just turning on the air conditioning, try not to go from extreme heat to extreme cold. Try to do it a little more gradual and just have a nice cool house. Don't go too cold, because again, if you go to extremes, then that could make your symptoms worse. So another thing is water and electrolytes and salt. So make sure you're getting your water and salt. Watch my POTS must-haves. I'll show you like my favorite drink that I like to drink that has a lot of electrolytes and keeps me really hydrated. So drinking lots and lots of water, especially when your POTS is flaring, just trying to drink as much as possible. If you get to a point where you are still feeling dehydrated, even though you've been drinking a lot of water, you can go to the doctor and get an IV fluid. I've talked to a few people who have done that. I never have, because when my POTS was at its worst, when I probably should have gone and got an IV, I didn't know I had POTS. And so my doctors told me nothing was wrong with me. Of course, we've all been there. If you have POTS, you know what it's like for your doctors to say nothing is wrong. But I didn't know it was wrong, and so I didn't know I needed an IV fluid, but that's probably what I would have done when I was really, really bad. Now I'm a little more evened out. I still, of course, have flare-ups and have bad days, but I haven't got to a point where I need an IV fluid. But if you do get to that point, definitely talk to your doctor about getting some IV fluids. So another thing that you need to focus on when you are having a flare-up is your diet. Now, you don't have to go on a diet while you're flaring up, but I would avoid high-carb, sugary meals, because when you eat a big carb meal, up to a third of your blood supply goes to your digestive system so that it can help break down that food, because it's hard for your body to digest it. And we know with POTS that our blood does not circulate right. We need all the blood that we can get when we are flaring up. And going along with that, making sure you're eating every couple hours. If you go too long without eating, it can make your symptoms a lot worse as well. So don't eat too much, but just eat enough, right? That's the name of the game, balance. So eating every couple hours. Another good thing to eat is bone broth, and I've actually never had this. I'm not a big soup person, but I should be, because everyone's telling me that bone broth is such a good thing for POTS, and from what I hear, it can really help you get through that flare-up faster. So I'm gonna try that next time, and you should too. We'll do it together and let each other know how it goes. So a few other little things that you can do that might help your POTS flare-ups is to lay on your back with your feet up. That can help your blood get moving for 10 minutes or so. Lay with your butt against the wall and your legs up in the air, and that can help your blood flow. I also like to lay with my head elevated and then my feet elevated, almost like an M shape of my body, and that seems to help a lot. My husband will also massage my legs, so a massage can really help you. Even if it's just doing it yourself, can really help. One thing I like to do is sit in a cold shower, and I have a pretty heavy spring shower, and so I'll sit in the cold shower, and the shower will almost give me a massage, and that's really nice because it's cool, I'm sitting down, and it's a massage all in one. So I really like doing that to help me through those flare moments. And that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful for you. If you have POTS, would you let me know what causes your flare-ups? And I would love some more tips and tricks about what to do when you have a flare-up. If you have anything that I didn't mention, will you comment it below? And I would love to get to know you, so make sure you leave me a comment. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I make videos like this Mondays and Thursdays, and you don't want to miss any of them. So subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will see you on the next video. Have a beautiful, wonderful day, and please don't have a flare-up today.